You plug it in without thinking. Or maybe you just drop it onto a pad and walk away. No sparks, no drama, just power flowing silently, invisibly, into the device that runs your entire life. But have you ever stopped to wonder what actually happens in that moment? Why does one method feel faster, more dependable, almost old school, while the other feels futuristic, effortless, even magical? And more importantly, why are we still arguing about which one is better? It's a story about physics, convenience, heat, efficiency, and the strange human desire to remove one more cable from our lives. Wired or wireless? Which one truly makes more sense? Let's find out together, right here, on History of Simple Things. Wired charging is brutally straightforward, and that's exactly why it's been trusted for over a century. Electricity travels through a physical conductor, usually copper, from a power source into your device's battery. There's no guessing, no interpretation, no middleman. The electrons flow directly, guided by metal pathways that obey the same laws discovered long before smartphones existed. When you plug in a cable, the charger and device perform a quick digital handshake, agreeing on voltage and current. Modern systems like fast charging and USB-C power delivery make this process smarter and safer. But at its heart, it's still simple electrical conduction. This simplicity makes wired charging incredibly efficient. Very little energy is wasted as heat, which is why wired charging is usually faster and more predictable. That reliability is why wired charging dominates laptops, tablets, power banks, and electric vehicles. When energy demand is high, nothing beats a physical connection. It's not glamorous, but it works. Wireless charging feels like magic, but it's actually old science wearing modern clothes. The idea comes from electromagnetic induction, first explored in the 19th century. Instead of electrons flowing through a wire, electricity creates a magnetic field in a charging pad. That field induces an electric current in a coil inside your phone. Two coils, perfectly aligned, act like an invisible bridge. Energy jumps the gap, not through air exactly, but through a changing magnetic field. This is why placement matters. Shift your phone slightly, and the energy transfer weakens or stops entirely. Wireless charging trades efficiency for elegance. Energy is lost during the conversion from electricity to magnetic field and back again. That lost energy becomes heat, which is why wireless charging often feels warm and takes longer. Still, the payoff is convenience. No ports, no wear, no plugging and unplugging. It's slower, yes, but it's frictionless in every other sense. Speed is where wired charging flexes its muscles. A cable can deliver high power directly, allowing fast charge systems to push energy into a battery quickly and with minimal loss. Wireless charging, by comparison, has to play it safe. Excess heat is the enemy of batteries, and wireless systems naturally generate more of it. That's why many wireless chargers slow down once temperatures rise. You may start fast, but the system quickly throttles itself to protect the battery. Wired charging can do the same, but it reaches higher peak speeds first. Efficiency matters too. Wired charging can convert over 90% of incoming power into stored energy. Wireless charging typically loses more along the way. This difference might seem small per charge, but multiplied across millions of devices, it becomes significant. So while wireless charging wins in elegance, wired charging still wins the numbers game. Wireless charging is designed around behavior, not physics. It assumes that people want less effort, fewer steps, fewer cables. Drop your phone. Walk away. That's the dream. But convenience has trade-offs. You can't easily use your phone while it's charging wirelessly. Pick it up and the charging stops. Wired charging gives you freedom of movement, short or long, while staying connected. Then there's alignment. With a cable, alignment is automatic. With wireless charging, it's a small but constant negotiation between coils. Newer magnetic systems improve this, snapping devices into place, but they still rely on precise positioning. Wireless charging is passive. Wired charging is intentional. One asks nothing from you, the other gives you control. One major advantage of wireless charging is durability. Charging ports are mechanical weak points. Dust, moisture, repeated insertions, all of these slowly degrade a port. Wireless charging removes that stress entirely. However, cables themselves can fail. Fraying wires, loose connectors, and cheap adapters are common points of failure. Wireless pads are simpler devices with fewer moving parts, but batteries care about heat more than ports care about wear. Because wireless charging runs warmer, it can slightly accelerate battery aging over time. Wired charging, especially slower wired charging, tends to be gentler. So the irony is this: wireless charging protects the outside of your device, while wired charging often protects the inside. If one method were truly superior, the other would already be gone. The fact that both wired and wireless charging coexist tells us something important. They solve different problems. Wired charging prioritizes speed, efficiency, and reliability. Wireless charging prioritizes ease, simplicity, and seamless integration into daily life. One is about performance, the other is about experience. So when it comes to wired versus wireless charging, the answer isn't about which one wins. It's about what you value more in a given moment. Speed or simplicity, efficiency or elegance, control or convenience. Both tell a story about how we interact with energy in our everyday lives, and how even the simplest actions are shaped by decades of science and design. And that's something worth thinking about. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.